one thing I want to mention as well, right? Obviously, I can't speak on divine femininity, sadly, because obviously, I'm not a woman, and I will have never enter the divine feminine. Now, I would love to have a woman on, and hopefully, maybe I will one of these days that will be able to speak on the divine feminine. But what I will say though is when I see that present, the very, very few times that I have seen that present in women, whether they were conscious of it or not, it is definitely the most beautiful sight that I've ever seen, quite frankly. And when you see a woman who isn't so fixated on pursuing masculine endeavors, it is such a beautiful thing. I can't overstate that enough. Um, like I mentioned, do I see many women out here, acting like that? I truly do not, sadly. But the ones that I do see that are like that, they're definitely very, very special, and obviously are wanted by all the men. Truly wanted by all the men. And I don't understand why women don't. They don't, for whatever reason. I'm kind of getting off on a tangent, but women are not trying to become what men want. Truly, it's the most foolish thing that I've ever seen in real time, and that I see on a daily basis is women want men, right? But they don't try to act in a way which men will want them. That doesn't even make any sense, right? And if you're a guy watching this, right, we all know what women want, right? First of all, they want a masculine man who's tapped into their divine masculine. On top of that, they want a lot of different other things, right? And we're constantly on the grind to try to be the exact ideal masculine. At least you should at the very least you should be. Um, and that has always been a constant pursuit for men. But for whatever reason nowadays, women are not trying to be what men want. And I said this before, women are not trying to be what men want, but what society tells them to be, and that is 1,000% present within society. I don't care what anybody tells me. Um, Sadly, that is the way it is. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. And also, I want to say, when you have tapped into the divine masculine, I feel like other men can truly sense this through your energy and through your perceived actions, right? So that yeah, like I said, this is definitely an ideal to strive for because you will get the respect. Women will love you and men will respect you, right? And I feel like that is the most important things when it comes to a man's life is they want to be respected and they want to be loved. And the way that I would pursue that myself is to tap into the divine masculine and to do everything that I said earlier in this podcast. So, if you're a person not tapped into your divine masculine, I would highly suggest you tap in as soon as you possibly can because if not, you will be left behind. Sadly, many men, most men, I would say 80% of men are going to be left behind, right? They're going to be without a partner and they're going to be without the respect of other men. That's me being real. Now, with that being said, it's not hard to outwork those men, fellas. And you guys know the podcast motto. I ain't done with it yet, but you know the podcast motto. You know the podcast motto. Fellas out here, man, we don't just work, man. We outwork. So outwork those men. Outwork the 80%. Because it's not hard. It's truly not hard to outwork the 80%. The 80% are still stuck on very, very superficial and dumbing down activities and habits. That it's not hard to outwork them. It's truly not hard. It's not hard to outwork them. What you should be striving for, and this is something that I'm striving for, is to outwork the men within the 20%, within the top 10%, within the top 5%, within the top 1%. That is more of a worthy pursuit and a worthy challenge, right? So I'm not exactly trying to, compete with the men who are the 80%, right? Obviously, me acting on a daily basis and me being who I am and tapping into the divine masculine, I'm automatically going to be put above most men when it comes to that in that regard, right? But it's about trying to compete, and that is tapping into the divine masculine is understanding that life is a competition, right? You are in competition for your future wife. You might get beat out. You might get beat out if you don't tap in. But if you tap in, then you will beat somebody else out, and that is the harsh reality of life. You will take his wife. Yeah, that is life, man. That is life. Life is competition, especially as a man tapping into the divine masculine. That is what really is tapping into the divine masculine is seeking competition and recognizing that life is always in constant competition, whether you would like to admit it or not. Whether that is a comfortable or satisfying feeling or not, it is the sad reality, or not even the sad reality. That is just the reality of life. And I'm giving you guys the tools, hopefully, to be in a better position to go ahead and compete. Because if not, if you take somebody else's advice, go ahead and take somebody else's advice if you would like. If it's going to suit your best self, then hopefully, that advice does you very, very well. But if it doesn't, all I'm trying to do is give you the best game I possibly can, and understand that you must tap into the divine masculine, especially if you are a man who's trying to build himself up when it comes to getting ahead in this life. And like I said, that is a worthy pursuit for sure.